Hey everybody, Tim Albrecht here. Welcome to this week's episode of an Ask a YFP CFP segment of the Your Financial Pharmacist Podcast, where we feature questions from you, the YFP community, to be answered by one of YFP Planning's fee-only certified financial planners. Before we jump into today's question, I want to give a shout out to YFP Planning's incredible team that makes this segment possible. YFP Planning offers fee-only comprehensive financial planning services that are customized to the pharmacy professional. You can learn more and book a free discovery call by visiting yfpplanning.com. Again, that's yfpplanning.com. Okay, this week's question comes from Kayla in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Hi, my name is Kayla, and I'm from New Orleans, Louisiana. With the possibility of some student loan cancellation under the current administration, what are your thoughts on refinancing the higher interest federal student loans and leaving some of the lower interest loans in the federal system? Thanks for your help.
Thank you, Kayla, for submitting your question to be featured on this week's show. Tim Baker, what are your thoughts?
This one's tough, Tim. I mean, I feel like I would have been wrong on so many counts, with the whole freeze, unfreeze question with the public loans. I'm not sure I'd do anything with those loans for the foreseeable future. So obviously they're still frozen. So $0 payments that count both towards PSLF and non-PSLF, 0% interest. So you're not accruing any interest. I think there's a chance that the freeze could be extended again due to the timing of the election cycle. We don't even know if they're going to come out of the freeze when the government has said, and that's been, a repeatable thing, for a while. If they're all federal, I probably would just sit tight and probably look at other areas of the financial plan, whether that's savings, whether that's investment. Yeah, I mean, those would be the two things. If we're talking about higher interest rates that are public, I mean, I think it's a no-brainer. I think rates are only probably going to go up. So I would definitely, refi those. But I don't know if I would take any of the public loans out of the public side and go and refinance them. Because obviously when you do that, they are unfrozen and you're making payments with interest. Now, I think the risk that we run, Tim, is that right now, when I look at refi rates for loans, they're anywhere from 2.5% to 8%. I think I saw one at 2.29, but generally they're about 2.5% to 8%. So the risk that we run is that if rates continue to rise and then the freeze unfreezes, could it be that your rate would be closer to 4 to 10%? And, who knows? I think I would probably, again, all things being equal and me just thinking out loud here, I think I'd probably still rather deploy those frozen student loan payments elsewhere. The market is volatile / down, so you could potentially direct more dollars into the market while they're, on sale, so to speak. You could play it safer and you could basically direct that into a high yield savings account that's, earning 0.75% to kind of hedge against rising rates. So you stick that money and then, when you make the decision to refi, have a little bit of cash there. But I just think that, the thing that we need here is information, and we don't know what the future is going to hold. So I think, is there a chance that the Biden administration could do mass forgiveness? I don't know. I mean, I keep hearing $10,000 across the board. I know there was a big news story that for a particular school that was predatory with their loans, they think cleared that debt. I don't think that there's going to be that silver bullet for a lot of the pharmacists out there, with regard to their debt. But, I think $0 payments, $0 interest, that's a beautiful thing to have because it's buying you time to potentially, patch or build up the foundation of the financial house somewhere else. So I probably would take that grace period, so to speak, and do something else. Now, the caveat is if these loans are close to be paid off, or you just have a hankering, i.e., you have that emotional pull, the anxiety to get them paid off, then I would say probably disregard everything I'm saying, because at that point it's less about the mathematics and more about the emotion. But by and large, I would probably, do what the government has done with this decision and just kick it down kick the can down the road a little bit and focus on other areas of the financial plan.
Yeah, ain't no better deal than 0%, right? No payments. And I think the key that you said that resonates with me is we need information to make this decision. And we don't have it yet from the, what's going to happen at the end of post August 31st. And we also don't know what's going to continue to happen on the interest rate side, although I think we see the direction where those are going. So, and then of course the cancellation piece is on the table. So my hope is, and I've been wrong as well on this show over the last couple of years since we started the freeze back in March of 2020, but heading up to the most recent forbearance period, heading up to the midterms, might we get some clarification on this that can help us make some decisions? But just to reiterate what you said, Tim, for folks that have private loans already that are higher interest rates and there's an opportunity for a lower interest rate, that probably is the low hanging opportunity that's out there. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention we've got a service at YFP offered by the planning team that specifically addresses the answer to the question, do I have the right loan repayment strategy in place? And that's our student loan analysis. You can learn more about that at yourfinancialpharmacist.com/SLA. We'll link to that in the show notes as well. But that service is specifically designed to pair folks up one-on-one with one of our lead certified financial planners and student loan experts, Kelly Reddy Hefner, Robert Lopez. Whether you're looking at loan forgiveness, whether we're looking at refinancing, staying put, deciding between federal options, really is a great time right now to make sure we have this right, because this freeze will come to an end at some point. We don't know when, but it will come to an end, and we want to be ready to hit the ground with momentum. So again, yourfinancialpharmacist.com/SLA. Kayla, really appreciate you taking time to submit your question on this week's Ask a YFP CFP segment. We're going to be sending you a super comfy YFP t-shirt. And for folks that are listening that have their own question, please submit it. You can go to info@yourfinancialpharmacist.com, send us an email with your question, or you can also record it by visiting yourfinancialpharmacist.com/ask YFP. As we wrap up this week's episode, an important reminder that the content on the podcast is provided for informational and educational purposes only, is not intended to provide and should not be relied on for investment or any other advice. For more information on that, you can visit yourfinancialpharmacist.com/disclaimer. Thanks for listening and have a great rest of your week.